It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for...
A Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
Exactly. 4 brand new tricks. Well, 3 brand new tricks and 1 golden oldie that we've been asked to review. But 3 brand new tricks, 1 golden oldie. We're going to be looking at some incredible magic, including something that is in Ryland's show. It's now in every show that he does. If you want to know more, then keep watching the show. But we're going to start off with a brand new version of the Omni deck, because that's what we need, another version of the Omni deck. Let's have a look at this one first. Okay, so first of all, we have Omni Break by Victor Zatko. And Omni Break, it's called Omni Break.
Very cool.
Yeah, Ryland really loves this, so do I. I've got some reservations on it, but I'll go through that in a minute. But Omni Break, basically, it's got nothing to do with what magicians traditionally think of as Omni. Omni in magic these days have started to refer to something turning completely crystal clear. This doesn't turn crystal clear, but it is a finale to a card routine. A little bit like Omni deck or Phantom deck or something like that. But instead of the deck becoming clear...
What does Omni stand for?
I don't know, really. But instead of becoming crystal clear, the deck becomes plastic and then breaks into like bazillion pieces.
No, it's 1, 2. It's 6 pieces.
6 pieces. Okay, now... it's an interesting concept, it really is, and I think that people would react really well to it. You're going to see a performance of me doing it in a bit. Now, on the tutorial, there's not really a performance as such. Well, there's no performances, but there's no real routines discussed. The tutorial's very in-depth, talks about the gimmick, what the gimmick is, how it works, which is fairly obvious as soon as you open up the thing. The focus of a lot of the tutorial is how to switch this deck in during the course of a card routine, because the way that they kind of present this as it is, they present it as a finale to something like an ambitious card, which is what Omni deck and Phantom deck have traditionally been used for. This kind of it reminds me more of a Paul Harris solid deck really than a Phantom deck or an Omni deck, but they suggest that you do your normal ambitious card routine, you switch this deck in at some point during the ambitious card routine, and you finish with this. And they have a really nice idea, because the thing you need to understand, and you'll see a performance of it in a minute, but what you need to understand is when you switch this in, it's all in pieces, but it's held together with a locking system. So the card on top locks everything in place, which is quite good because you can put it under the table, you can hold it as a deck, you can put it into the spectator's hand without actually the thing falling apart. But then when you remove the top card of the deck, which is in effect the locking system, everything will fall apart when you pick it up. So one of the ways they suggest using it is switching this in during the course of a card routine. And then having the spectator hold the hand out, putting the deck in their hand, having them cover it up, and then having a reason for removing the top card from the deck, so that when they open up their hands, the cards have fallen into pieces in their hands, which is an interesting idea. So I think they've got like 5 or 6 different ways of actually switching decks, some of which have clothing requirements, some of which don't. And then on top of that, they then go through other ideas. They've got a really nice idea of using this as like a breakaway wand. So you have someone take the deck and you say, look, we're going to do a card trick. Can you take this deck and shuffle it? And as they go to shuffle it, it falls to pieces, which is kind of a nice, funny idea. I'm going to show you a performance of it. Now, the performance I put together myself, because when I was looking at it, I was like, you know what, this would be so much better as a standalone piece. So in other words, this would be so much better if I didn't have to switch the deck in. And so I played around with a way of actually doing it whilst having the deck in play from the very, very beginning. And this works really, really well. This works fine. If you want to try and replicate this yourself, you can do so. There's a couple of things that you need to learn. The first is a psychological force. I do a psychological force of the 3 of Hearts, which is something I'm going to be talking about on the net trick soon. It's based on a timing force with a regular deck, but without actually using a regular deck. And then I'm using a double backer in there as well. And that kind of allows me to have this using a couple of tilts and a couple of double lifts. It allows me to have this deck on display the whole time, so I can open up the box, take this out, and I don't need to do a switch. So I'll show you this performance now. and then you and I can discuss what we think of it, okay? I'm going to show you the difference between magic, mentalism, and sleight of hand. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. I've got a deck of cards. That's a real deck, and I've also got an invisible deck. I've got Ryland behind the camera. Ryland, I'm going to cut packets of about 10 cards at a time onto the table like this, and as I do, anytime you want to say stop, I'm going to do it face up. I'll call out what cards are on the face as well. 5 of clubs, ace of spades, 10 of diamonds, 3 of hearts. Stop. The 3 of hearts, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got the 3 of hearts. We'll get back to that. First of all, sleight of hand. I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to write Rye on that because that's your name. Do you see that, Ryland? Mm-hmm. Now check this out. Sleight of hand. If I take that 2, pop it down in about the middle of the deck. Now, bearing in mind it's your signed card. If I snap my fingers, the 2 comes to the top of the deck. How good's that?
That's pretty cool.
I'll do it again. Look, you see that 2 go down into the middle of the deck. I snap my fingers, and when I do, that 2 comes straight up to the top. Now, that is sleight of hand. Mentalism is me reaching into this deck and getting the card out that you just named before when I was using that invisible deck. Look, nothing in my hands. If I reach in, I think I've got one. What was the card?
3 of hearts.
That's the 3 of hearts. But real magic is taking this deck and breaking it into lots of little pieces. What? So that's the way that I plan on performing this. If I was going to perform it, this is what I would do with it. I don't think I'd switch the deck in and out. I think I'd do it this way. I want to know what you think. My problem with it is, just to let you know, because we've not discussed this, I don't know if it kind of makes sense. Having said that, Omni deck doesn't really make sense. The deck is turned crystal clear. Why? Because I can.
Because I can.
I don't think it makes sense making it turn plastic and having it break apart. But maybe that's just my magician hang-up because I don't really have a reason for the Omni deck either, and that's great, and I know that's great. So maybe I'm just kind of a little bit jaded. I don't know, but I do like this. I like that moment where it all falls apart, either in your hand or in the spectator's hand. I just wish they'd spent a bit more time on justification. You could talk about maybe superpowers, and I don't know. There's got to be a really good justification somewhere to be able to do this. That's my one hang up on it. What do you think?
I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Now, this is a card trick, Ryland. You don't do card tricks.
I think I'll just keep it. Just because it looks cool.
You're going to add it to your playing card collection?
Yeah.
So you're going to take this really expensive gimmick and you're just going to have it on display.
If you're not going to do it, what are we going to do with it?
Okay, you've got a point. I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm just going to be at the top, so every time I just go to bed, just fiddle with it.
I do think it'd be quite a.
Break it apart, put it back together, break it apart again.
Victor has the idea on the tutorial of using this as a breakaway wand. I could see you doing that in close up. I could see you having this in a card box with the locking system, and taking the cards out, and saying, look, I don't really do card tricks. My name's Ryland. I'm a magician. I don't really do card tricks because they always seem to go wrong for me. But I want you to shuffle the cards. Before you do, I'm going to take the top card off, the 3 of hearts. I'll pull that over there. We don't need that. You'll see why in a bit. But can you take the cards and give them a shuffle? Right, so here's what's going to happen. She's going to shuffle the card, and now she's going to shuffle them, and they're all just falling into a million pieces. They will react. It's almost like a look, no, see kids thing. They'll be like, look, what's the matter? What? Oh, no. This always happens. This is why I don't do card tricks. Anytime someone tries to shuffle a deck, it ends up doing that. That's ridiculous. I tell you what, let's do something way more cool, like a trick with a Rubik's Cube. And you just go into a Rubik's Cube trick. I think that would be quite funny.
That'd be fun.
I think that would be a good way to do this, where you could do it as a card trick without actually doing it as a card trick.
Yeah.
I don't think with you, I would do it as a finale to a card routine, because let's be honest, what card routine? Such an embarrassment as a child. I wish you did card tricks.
But everybody does them.
Forget it. Don't give me that. I'm going to give this 89%, 85%. I like this. I think it's really good. I'd love to see what the reactions are from the audience. If this gets incredible reactions, I'm going to carry on doing it.
I'm going to give it 79%.
79%?
Yeah.
You're still not going to do it after my amazing idea of a breakaway deck?
I might do it.
He's not going to do it.
No.
He's not. I know he's not.
95.
He always says, no, he's not going to do it.
95.
He's not going to do it.
95.
95. Oh, now you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it as the idea you said.
Oh, just see how it goes. It's a gag. If it doesn't work, it's a gag. It's just funny. You're a kid. You're supposed to be funny. 95% from Ryland, 85, 82, 85, I'm going to go 85. 85% from me. Yeah, it's a really cool trick. If you like it, you can get it from all good magic dealers. Let's move on with the next routine. Okay, so next up we have Frozen in Time, sort of membership card edition by Masuda. Now, we've looked at Frozen in Time before. There's been about 16 million different versions of Frozen in Time. This is the thinnest one yet. This is absolutely ridiculous. You bring out a little black envelope. You talk about there's a card in there. You have someone name any time. When you take out the card and they turn it around, there's a picture of a pocket watch, and the time on the pocket watch matches the hour that they name, and everything is examinable. The membership card is in like this little see-through container. They can take it out, they can look at it, they can examine it. They're not going to be able to change the time. The picture on that membership card is set to the time that they have picked, and that is very, very strong. If you've not seen a performance of it yet, I'm going to show you a video of Ryland doing it now. After you've seen the video, we'll talk about what we think.
Okay, now I'm not just a magician, I'm not just a kid, but I'm also a Time Lord, like the Doctor. Now, not only can
Hang on, you're a Time Lord?
Yeah.
Shut up.
I am?
Really?
Not only can I
Where's your
travel...
TARDIS? Where's your TARDIS?
You've seen it?
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been in it about 1,000 times.
Have I?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
You just didn't realise it was a TARDIS?
All right, get on with it.
Alright, anyway. So, not only can I travel backwards and forwards in time,
Yeah.
but I can also predict the time that someone's thinking of. So I've got my membership card here. Now this basically proves that to other Time Lords that you're also a Time Lord. So
You have a Time Lord membership card.
Yeah. So this is the membership card. Now on this side there's a pocket watch. I'll show it to you in a second. But what I want you to do is I want you to name any hour of the day.
Any hour?
Of the day. Yeah, any hour.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Right. You ready?
Ready for what?
I'm gonna show you what's on the other side of the card. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Watch.
Hang on, what?
2.
Let me look at that. Give me
Okay.
that. Give me that. What?
2 o'clock.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I want to know what you think. Maybe I should say something if you're not going to talk. Okay, I'll just talk. Are you going to say something or not?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. I do like it.
You do like it?
Yeah.
I like your Time Lord presentation.
Yeah, I
I like your Doctor Who Time Lord presentation for it. And that little pocket watches are the sort of thing that the Doctor would probably carry around with him as well.
carry it around in his pocket.
Yeah, carry around a little pocket watch. Yeah.
Pocket watch for the pocket.
I mean, this is baffling because it's a little picture on a piece of card that's set
That
to the
manages
time,
to set to the time that they choose.
which is so strong. And it's completely examinable. And once they've looked at it, all you've got to do is put it back inside the envelope and it's reset, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You can literally just put it back inside the envelope and immediately upon putting it back inside the envelope, it's reset, ready to go again.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do. When you understand, it comes with a little tutorial, no live performance. Boo. But when you watch the tutorial, within a few minutes, you're going to be able to understand exactly how this works.
Why is that a live performance?
Because they're naughty. You'll know exactly how this works. You'll be able to do it immediately. It packs small. It plays big. I really like this. I think this is a great close-up trick. I've always liked Masuda's Back in Time, or Frozen in Time, sorry. I've never done it because it's always been too big, to carry around. It's always been some kind of really big thing that you have to carry around with you. But this is the smallest version of yet. I think this would make a great everyday carry for people because you could literally just put it into your wallet and have it in there. And if somebody says, show me a trick, you go, well, actually, I've got this envelope here. I've actually got a membership card in there. This is kind of really weird. Let me try something. I think it would be...
See, I'm a Time Lord.
Yeah, exactly. You can do the Time Lord presentation. This would be great for mentalists. A lot of mentalists, when they do close-up, they do that bloody dice trick. Matt does that bloody dice trick. Where it's just like, hey, roll a dice. Don't let me look at the number. It's 5. And they do it for so long, they do it until like boredom sets in, I think. This would make a great opening for a mentalist. Kind of like a very direct piece, like, hey, my name's Craig, I do mentalism, I'm going to try and make it feel like I can read minds and predict the future, and I'm going to start with this. I've got a little black envelope here, and inside this black envelope, there is a business card, where it's actually a membership card, and there's actually a picture of a pocket watch on it. I want you to name any time, you know, just doing it like that, I think that'd be super strong. I'm going to give this 100%. I love this.
Yeah.
This is my new everyday carry. 100%. It's amazing. What are you giving it?
100.
You like it as well?
Mm-hmm.
I think that you just have this in your wallet, you're good to go. I think a lot of people would do this. It's flown under the radar. It came out about a month ago, and nobody's done it yet. And I'm not too sure why, because it's really good. So yeah, there you go. 100% from me, 100% from him. It's really good. Let's move on to review number 3. Okay, so the third review. Now, we're doing another bit of a retro review this week. And this is one that, like retro is like old. It's been around for a while. So we're doing a bit of a retro review, and we're doing it for a reason. You put a video up on your Instagram a little while ago with footage of you practicing this particular routine.
Oh, I know.
And a lot of people hadn't seen it before, and they were messaging going, oh my God, that's amazing, that's brilliant, and wanted to know what it is and where you can get it from. So we're going to give you that information. We're talking about the Triangle of Terror by Keith Fields. Now, you know Paul Zennon, don't you? Paul and you have worked together on stage a few times.
Yeah.
When you did the Blackpool Gala show a couple of years ago, he was the compere, and he looked after you and did a great job. Paul Zennon's amazing. He's one of my favourite magicians. I love Paul Zennon. And he popularised this, like he does it in the UK an awful lot. When you said you wanted to learn it, I was like, really? I don't know if you're going to be able to do this. This is a bit bonkers. But a bit bonkers. But you went for it, and frankly, you picked this up ridiculously fast. And now it's in your show, isn't it? Now you've put it in your show. So I want to know, we're going to have a look at that rehearsal footage that you posted on Instagram. But then I want to know how you're planning on putting it into your show, whether people should pick it up or not, what are the pros, what are the cons, and how difficult it is to do. But first of all, let's have a look at Ryan practicing the Triangle of Terror.
Okay, so I've been practicing the Triangle of Terror by Keith Fields. I'm trying to balance this glass onto this triangle. Just like that. There we go. Okay, push it.
Right.
I like this.
I want you to tell. I want you to tell the people, Ryan.
I like this.
Why do you like it so much? You're not a juggler. You're a magician.
Yeah. I'm not a juggler.
Are you not going to say anything? Because I can.
No, you're saying I'm not a juggler. You're a magician. I said yeah. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although you do some juggling. You do plate spinning.
Yeah, I do plate spinning. What was that thing I said I'm going to do with the plate spinning?
That one where you're holding it in the hands and.
No, not that. Was it this I said I'll do with my plate spinning?
Yeah, you said you do this as well.
Yeah, I said I'll put this with my plate spinning, so then it'll be like a little juggling act.
Yeah, but let's talk about Triangle of Terror.
Yeah, so with the Triangle of Terror, I really like it, and
look at them and be nice and clear.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm
sorry about this. I don't know what's going on today.
I think that I would do this a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I'll do this.
Okay, so first of all, it looks really hard. Let me ask you some questions, because you don't
really
seem to
hard,
want
that's
to
the
speak. It looks really hard. Is it hard?
No, it's not hard.
But it looks it, right?
Yeah.
You're spinning.
It looks hard, but
Like, I remember people saying in the comments it's a gimmicked cup. It's not a gimmicked
it's
cup.
not a gimmick up.
You are genuinely taking a glass of water, putting it onto a pool triangle, and spinning it around on a dog lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard.
Not that hard. It looks hard.
You pick things up really quick, but I mean, it does look hard. How long before you actually got it to? So you have been doing this in your show.
Yeah.
You would be comfortable doing this in a show. How long did it take you to get to the point where you're comfortable doing it? Because you started off practicing it in the back garden, so that if the drink went everywhere, it wasn't an issue.
It shot up there a couple of times. It came off going. I say just practice for a couple weeks. Yeah.
And what's the presentation you're planning on using for it, or you are using for it? Can you talk about your presentation?
Yeah, the presentation. It's mainly like now I'm gonna try. It's like what it's got in the script. It's like now I'm gonna try to do something really dangerous. I'm gonna try and balance this cup on this ball triangle, and I put it on there, and said, "Ta-da!" I balanced it on the ball triangle. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And they're like, "No." It's like, "Oh, well." But I'm gonna try something even more dangerous. Then I'm gonna try balance it and swing it at the same time, and I start just like swinging it like that, and then it's like that's really hard. And they're like, "Yeah, but that's not hard." And then I went, "Okay," and then I start swinging it around.
And you start by spinning it around just in front of you, don't you? And you stop like that, and that gets an applause.
Yeah, and then I go around the head.
You go, tell you, let's just see if we can take it on one step further. Who'd like to see me take it around the head? And you go like this, and then you switch it to around the head, which gets an even bigger round of applause. And then don't you what do you do at the end? You do this thing on either side of you.
Yeah,
and
it's like when you got nunchucks and you go like that, and I do that with the triangle, so it goes all the left side and the right side, and the left side and the right side, and the left side and the right side. It's just swinging around all around my body.
Yeah.
Just like that. And then I just go and I spin it into the circle, and then I just stop it. And then stop it. Or I can have it spinning still and swap it to the other direction.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. I like that.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, that's amazing. So, would you recommend getting this?
Yeah. If you
what about if you're worried about what happens if it flies off? Like you're using styrofoam cups now, aren't you? Because Keith suggests in the instructions using styrofoam cups.
Yeah.
Because the weight, it doesn't need to be a glass cup because it's the weight of the water inside.
I was using plastic cups, and I think.
In practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But use styrofoam cups. Has it ever gone wrong?
Not in like a actual performance.
What would you do if it did go wrong? I know you think through this stuff.
If it went wrong.
And it just went flying off.
Usually.
Soak somebody on the front row.
Yeah, usually, for some reason, when you ask me this question, like before a show, what if this goes wrong, I can't think of an answer. But when I'm on stage and it goes wrong, it just comes straight to my head what to do. And it's like, why couldn't I answer this earlier? And why can't I do it now? This is really confusing. I just do it straight away and it's like, wait.
I think I'd just look at the guy that got soaked and I'd just go, ta-da! And that's magic. Or that's why I do magic and not juggling. Anyway, well, let's hope it doesn't go wrong.
I'm doing that. I kind of want to mess it up now.
Next time you're at the House of Secrets in a couple of weeks, are you going to do it there?
No, do you know what? I think I've...
Don't do it on Gary. He watches this review show. Don't you dare soak Gary.
Do you know what I think would be good? I think what would be hilarious. I'm going to practice in this garden just to make sure this works. But I'm going to have it swinging around my head. And then as I slow it down slowly and then just go like that. But so I just it's swinging and I just go like that. Because it wouldn't come off, but the person in front of the person that would be like there would think that it's going to come at them. So if I've got this, I'll just go and then spin it like that.
You're so cruel. Don't do that. That's terrible.
I think that would work though. If I slow it down and then go and then spin it into the circle like that.
Oh boy. Okay, right, fair enough. So there you go. That's what you're giving it, right? I'm giving it 79%. I think it's amazing.
Billion%.
I'm not doing this. Not in a million years. It's not my.
I want to see you do. We got 10-2.
I'm not. Yes.
Which means you've got one.
No, you've got to back up. Is what that means.
No.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I'm
not doing it. I will take out you, Thea, and Indy with one shot. It'll just like grot all of you or something. No.
You just go like, I'll go.
Yeah.
And I'll just jump back and then Thea will go and it'll bounce off there and hit Indy in the bum. And then Indy will run after you and then bite you in the leg.
So, he's giving it 1,000,000 billion whatever percent. I'm giving it 79%. It's absolutely amazing. If you're looking for something to put into your family show or into your stage show or into your kid show, are you going to do in kid shows?
Yeah. And just go. The kid just both their toes. Right, all you're going to do is you're going to catch the cup. You ready?
Stop it. Oh my God, this is what happens when you teach an 11-year-old how to do something like this. Right, let's move on.
Ow.
Silly devil. Let's move on. So the final review that we have today is Rattle Dice by Penguin Magic. And Rattle Dice is amazing. I was on the Penguin Magic booth at Blackpool, Magic Live, and they asked me to demo Rattle Dice, and I did, and we sold out of it. The reactions from the people coming up to the booth were amazing. I love Rattle Dice. So basically what it is you get 3 dice, 2 of them are regular, one of them has a rattle gimmick built into it. And you get a locking system so that it'll rattle when you want it to, but not when you don't want it to. But to be honest, I don't use that locking system. I just use it as a normal dice, so it's constantly set to rattle. And there's a bunch of different routines you can do with it. The tutorial has Greg Wilson, and Greg Wilson on the tutorial is amazing. He goes through some fantastic routines. The routine with the cup that he does is brilliant. He does like a chop cup routine in the spectator's hands, no table required, using dice and using a regular cup, no chop cup. And the routine he's put together for it is genius. You've also got a bunch of other routines by Greg. He's got a really nice 2 dice trick. There's so many different ways that Greg teaches how to use it. Now, I came up with my own routine at Magic Live. And a lot of people have contacted both myself and Penguin that bought it at Magic Live asking about this routine. I have filmed it for Penguin Magic. When I went over to Columbus, I filmed it, and it will be getting released at some point soon. I think they're just having to edit it together and stuff. But I'm going to show you a performance now of part of my routine. And what's nice about this is the dice, all the dice are examinable at the beginning. And that's really useful to have the dice examined at the beginning. And the reason for that is because it means that everything can be looked at and examined, and there's no suspicion later on. In a lot of the other routines, they can't be examined, but in this case, it can be. So let's have a look at a performance of me doing Rattle Dice, and then we'll talk about what we think. Behind the camera, how you doing, Ryan?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, and I've got 3 invisible dice, 3 dice, all of them invisible, 1, 2, and 3. This one's 1, this one's 2, this one's 3. Which one do you want to use? 1, 2, 3. We're going to use all 3 of them.
1.
Number 1 first. See, there's number 1. You see, when I pick it up, it actually becomes visible. Now, at this point, I would give you that die to examine. You'd examine it and check it out and make sure it's all okay. And then I'd say we've got 2 and 3. Which one do you want next, Ryan?
3.
3. This one right here, well, if I just reach in and take that one becomes visible as well. I would then give this one to you to examine, and then we'd pop it back, and that leaves us with number 2. With number 2, it's a bit harder. I have to shake the invisibility off first. I then give you that one to examine, but then we can begin the trick, right? Are you ready to see the greatest trick of all time? Now, it uses 3 dice, or 3 dice, whatever. You can hear them in there, yeah? If I touch my thumbs together and concentrate, I can actually make that first die jump over into this hand. Now, some people say it goes up the sleeve. It doesn't. It just travels across by magic. Let me do it again. 1 over here. Do you hear the 2 over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, until I touch my thumbs together. When I do touch my thumbs together, that's the second one right there. That's 2. Now remember, there's 2 over here. There's 1 still over here. This hand remains closed right up until the second. All 3 jump over there, and then my hand is obviously empty. Now, I can go one step further with this if I want to, right? I can actually make solid go straight through solid. Would you like to see that?
Yeah.
I'll make solid go through solid. Look, I'm going to take the 3 dice. You can hear them, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to put them into my hand, and I'm going to try and make them go through the table one at a time. Look, this hand goes through under the table, and if I just bang it like this, what happens is the first one actually goes right there through the table. How weird is that?
That's very cool.
That's kind of weird, right? Now, we'll do it again. Look, I want you to see. 1's made its way through. We've still got 2 to go. Let me do it again. Look. Don't worry about this one. Watch this one. This one's really cool. Like that. Yeah, that's that one. That leaves us with 1 over here, and 2 have made their way through. Not bad, right? 1 last one to go. What's the last one? 2 underneath, 1 on top. If I just do this, that would be 1, 2, 3. Of course, the big finish would be to make the dice disappear, vanish completely without leaving a trace. All I have to do is take a little bit of invisible dust, sprinkle the invisible dust over the dice, snap my fingers. Yep, that's the first one gone. Check it out now, we've got 2. Should we do that again?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many in the hand?
2.
Yeah, you can hear them, right?
Yeah.
If I just reach in and take a little bit more invisible dust and do this. Sorry, a bit more invisible dust. A bit more invisible dust, lots of invisible dust. Snap my fingers, that's the second one. That leaves us with one last one, and if I just take this final one and squeeze it into nothing, I can make that one invisible as well. And that's a trick with 3 dice that started and ended invisibly. So I talked a lot there, right? What do you think about Rattle dice? You've seen it, you've played with it. I know you've not done.
Very cool. I like the rattle thing built into it.
Yeah, the rattle thing built into it is great because you've got this wonderful illusion of having 2 dice and there's only one in there or whatever. So much you can do with that. I'm constantly having new ideas with these dice. It's a brilliant concept. It really is a brilliant concept. Would you do it?
I don't know if I would, but I
You
think
don't?
it's very cool.
Okay. I'll tell you something. Eric Tate, listen people, Eric Tate has got the best mentalism application for the rattle dice that I have ever seen. He messaged me about it and told it me, and I was like, that is genius, Eric. And it is. It's one of the best ideas I've ever seen, and it takes a classic plot in Magic and creates one of the best ways to do it just by using the rattle dice. And I said to Eric, are you going to release that as an additional handling? And he said, yeah, I'm going to at some point. So look out for a handling update by Eric Tate as well, because honestly, it takes the rattle dice idea in a totally different direction. But, you know, the amount of people that were coming up to the booth at Magic Live and watching my rattle dice routine and saying, oh, is it a shell? Is it so many people were saying shells. It's not a shell. It's just the fact that you can do classics of coin magic, like coins across and coins through table, and you can do them with this rattle dice gimmick, and you can make it like 20 times stronger. I love rattle dice. It's something I'm constantly got in my case. I'm definitely going to do. If you like EDC magic, everyday carry magic, you just throw 3 dice in your pocket and you're good to go. There's no gimmicks, there's no shells or anything like that. I haven't even shown you the routines by Greg Wilson. The routines by Greg Wilson are amazing. I'm going to be doing this so much. You're not going to do it. It's fine if you don't want it. I mean,
I don't know if I will though. That's the thing.
You do a lot of sponge ball stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
I suppose. I love this.
I might do this.
I love this. I'm definitely going to do it. This is one of my favourite tricks of 2024.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. This is for me.
I think I might do this.
This is close to trick of the year for me. I'm going to give this 120%. I think this is brilliant. I love it. And there's so many different things you can do with it. It's great. What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it 100%.
Well, I've got a spare set if you want it.
Yeah.
And I'll teach it. You would really like Greg's cup routine.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'll teach
I like the routine that you did.
Oh, thank you. It's not hard to do either. Right, there you go. That is 100% from Ryland, 120% from me. You can get it from Penguin Magic. It's killer. Now, let's wrap this up.
There's no review show in the bag.
Yes, it
There's
is.
no review show in the bag. There's no
Review show
in the bag.
Oh, okay. It is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for Thank you once again for thank you once again for wake up. Please, let's just do this. Thank you once again for watching us. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can follow Ryland on Instagram, YouTube and Facebook by going to Ryland the Kid Magician, and you can go and access the Netrix, which is my online streaming platform for magicians. You just got to go to www.thenetrix.cookies. Yeah, .cookies. That's it. Go to .cookies. Go to .cookies. Why not? I'll see you again soon. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you again. He will see you again soon. Bye. I'm Craig.
Bye.
He's Ryland. See you again.